You can't tell, but we're all naked.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Weekly Loot. It's great to be back for a new show. I'm your host, Matt Urey, and of course, y'all know my co-host, Anthony Williamson, aka the Angry Ant.
It's me.
It's good to be back. I missed a week there.
I'm sorry you left.
Yeah, I had to go on vacation. It was great though. It's good to get away and check out the beach though. I'm pretty. Yeah, I had a great time. But I'm really excited about tonight because we have a fun show tonight, people. Mm-hmm. We're doing a special console episode.
Oh yeah.
So I hope you're strapped in and ready. That doesn't sound very confident.
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start off. Now, Sony just recently announced the PlayStation 4 Pro, if you haven't heard. It's a new, stronger version of the already popular PS4. I love my PlayStation 4. I don't know about you.
I do too.
You big PS4 fanboy?
I am right now.
Yeah, I love my PS4. So it's kind of cool news. We're going to get into this here, but of course we already know about the Microsoft's new Xbox One and their super beast of machine, the Xbox Scorpio.
Yeah.
It's going to be released next year. Now, whichever side you're on, one thing is sure about these machines will change gaming for the better.
That's all they say.
I think it will. But that's what the show's about. We're going to get into it. We're going to dive into the specs and talk about these consoles a little bit more. Because a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people that I run into and I meet here and there online, whatever, they're all kind of discussing this. And everybody's, some people are saying, on PlayStation. Some people are saying Xbox is going to destroy.
Nah, so, I don't know. I think PlayStation's going to stay around for a long time.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's go get into it. Okay. Let's start off. What do you think about the new PlayStation 4 Pro?
Well, let me just go ahead and read some of the specs. It's got 4K resolution and high dynamic range, as well as smoother frame rates. 1 terabyte hard drive, doubled GPU power and technology adapted from AMD Polaris graphic architecture. CPU clock speed boosted. No 4K Blu-ray drive.
That right there is my big sticking point.
Well, you got the 4K TV.
Yes, the no 4K Blu-ray drive really hurts because I feel like 4K is like right on that edge where it's about to get really popular. Yeah. Because I've been following 4K for a while, and at first, there was only like a couple titles that they came out with in 4K, and now just everything's coming out. They're redoing the Hunger Games; they're all coming back out in 4K. Yeah. They already had the Ghostbusters come out.
Oh gosh!
And a lot of the new releases are coming out to 4K, which is pretty cool. And you're starting to see like the big box stores like Walmart and Target stuff pick up the 4K Blu-rays. So you're starting to see them more and more. So I feel like 4K is about to break through. Yeah. I think this holiday season, Christmas and everything coming up, I think a lot of people will probably get gifting 4K Blu-ray players and TVs. So I think you'll see them get a little bit bigger. Maybe and 4K is actually not it's not out of the range. It's very affordable. You can probably go get you a nice 4K TV right now for $400 or $500.
That's not bad.
It's not the most super 70-inch monster, but a nice little 40-inch TV wouldn't be out of the range at all. Probably cheaper if you want like a cheaper model. Yeah. My first one I went with a cheaper model, which it still works good, but it's not like true 4K.
Oh really?
So, but it's still good. It's still 4K technically. It's still it's better than
everybody's getting the 4K except me for some reason.
Yeah, you should get into it.
Maybe.
Like you said, though, maybe Black Friday.
Yeah, I might do Black Friday.
Tons of deals on Black Friday.
If I'm crazy enough to go out for it.
The PlayStation 4 Pro, it's coming out soon. Its release date's November 10th, 2016.
It's not far. It's about less than a month now.
Yep. Almost. Right. A little over a month.
Oh, wait. Next month's October. Sorry.
Yeah, it's about a little over a month and a half. Like that. So it's coming out. But what do you think, though? When you read these specs, what do you think about it? Obviously,
it sounds cool.
Knowing you, you got a PlayStation 4 already.
Yeah.
Now, the question a lot of people are asking is it worth buying this machine? It's not a bad price point. It's $399.
Yeah. But I already got my PlayStation 4, and I just bought it not too long ago, to be honest.
It's not a huge upgrade.
If they drop the price a little bit, I consider it. Like $400 for me is quite a bit, because then I'd have to get like a 4K. Wait, no, I wouldn't, because they don't have a Blu-ray drive.
It wouldn't do the whole 4K gaming though. You wouldn't have the full experience. So see, unless you buy the 4K TV, it's really like you're still just gonna be seeing the same thing.
Oh,
maybe a little bit better.
Well, I wouldn't even bother with it then.
Yeah. I'm real bad to like when something new and shiny comes out. I'm like as soon as I see it, I'm like, I gotta go to GameStop and pre-order this, or I gotta get on Amazon.
You do.
I'm real bad for that. And then once it gets closer and closer, I'm like, I don't want this. Why do I even for this? So this one I really took my time with, and I just think it's a pass. Right now, I think it's a pass.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
It is upgraded and it is better, but I just don't feel that it's upgraded high enough to warrant another $400.
No, I don't.
I just don't think it's a big enough leap forward. It's more just like I don't know. Here's a PlayStation 4 which is bigger, just a little bit better. You're just like, well, I mean, just a little bit better is not. And like I said, the no 4K Blu-ray drive really hurts because I like my 4K Blu-ray movies. You know.
Yeah. I feel more like if you didn't have a PlayStation 4 right now.
Oh yeah, that's what you go for. Yeah. But it just doesn't seem like it's enough to want an upgrade.
Yeah, no, I don't want to upgrade.
I might wait until like maybe there's like a fancy, like they have like a limited edition something, you know, like limited edition Call of Duty or something weird like that. I might get it and pre-order it. Maybe. I'm a sucker for limited edition consoles.
You are.
I am.
You got
I had two. I
Destiny
had both Destiny ones.
Oh, you had both?
At one point in time, I had two Destiny. I had the original, just plain white Destiny that first came out, and then I had the Destiny Taken King one.
Oh, wow.
And I had them both for like ever.
Yeah.
And I finally was just like, why do I have both these? There's no reason to have these.
I need one.
Yeah, so I ended up trading one in. Traded the first one in, just a plain white one, because the Taken King looks gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, it's
so
cool.
I traded I traded the regular white one in and got like all kinds of good stuff. I got like a big Mortal Kombat X special edition with the big Scorpion statue.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got all kinds of
I've seen that.
all kinds of cool swag for that, man. It's pretty sweet.
I like taking stuff back sometimes. But if you get money back.
Yeah.
Every time I take something back, it was like $4. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll pre-order something with it. And then I don't even get it.
Yeah.
I just cancel it.
But you know, the PS4 Pro is not the only console getting a remodel.
Right. Microsoft has not one but two new consoles: the upgraded Xbox One S and the mighty Xbox Scorpio.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about the Xbox One S and the Xbox Scorpio?
Well, let me start off with this brief thing. I used to be a huge Microsoft fan. When the 360 came out, I was all about it. You know, the 360 was, and I'm not going to say the 360 was a better machine than the PlayStation 3. I'm not going to go that far because I think the PlayStation 3 is a better machine, but overall, I think the 360 won. Because you remember what it was like when you first got the 360. I mean, everything was integrated, and they had the community thing where you could make your avatar and dress him up, and
that was fun.
Yeah, and I mean, you had gamer score you were chasing after. It was just so cool. It was so new to us. Then you go to the PlayStation 3, it's just like a normal old,
console you got up.
It was like the same screen. It was like the same screen that you had with the PSP. Remember, it was like the same. Yeah. So I was like, I mean, it just blew it away on overall. It wasn't a better machine though, because 360 had a lot of problems. I mean, a lot of rings of death.
Yeah, I had that like in 3 different consoles.
Yeah,
actually.
It wasn't a better. I'm not gonna say it's a better machine than the PlayStation 3, but I think the overall was just better.
Oh yeah,
the games and stuff. You got to remember, Halo 4 came out on it. Gears of War first came out. I mean, it just destroyed PlayStation 3.
It did. My buddy had a PlayStation 3 and I had the Xbox 360. And I was playing Modern Warfare 1 or 2 or whatever it was at the time. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't that great, like playing online with people, because they would tear me up. But sometimes I would do good. Yeah. I played a PlayStation 3 and I tore everybody up. I went like 24-0 or something like that. And I was like, man, these guys suck.
One thing, I am glad that PlayStation 4 kind of won this round, because I feel like it's good to go back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
So just one console just cornering the market.
Because PlayStation 2 beat Xbox.
PlayStation 4 is very smart this time. What you just mentioned right there about the not a very competitive online play. They went out and they grabbed things like MLG and stuff, and they made them the exclusive PS4. Oh. So if you want to be MLG and things like that, you had to buy the PlayStation 4.
It's pretty smart.
Yeah, so if you want to do pro gaming, you go ahead and get your PlayStation 4. So that's one thing that helped them out. They were just really smart this time.
Yeah.
But just, with that being said, I got to really say, when I look at these new consoles, the Xbox One S and the Xbox Scorpio, I am very, very worried about the PlayStation 4.
Oh, because
I am very, very worried.
And everything?
Yeah, let's just start with Xbox One S. Okay, now it's got 4K and HDR, obviously, but now it's got 2 terabyte storage.
That's a lot of terabytes.
And it supports the 4K Blu-ray, so you can watch your 4K Blu-ray movies in this.
Wow.
Which, to me, is just...
You may have to get you an Xbox One S.
I mean, it's it almost makes me want to go out and get the Xbox One S just because of that.
Yeah. It kind of does, don't it?
If not, I'm going to have to pay $300 for a 4K Blu-ray anyway, so why not just buy this thing and save myself the player and just have it all in one? Yeah. And not only that, it's only $299. It's $100 cheaper than the PlayStation 4 Pro. And then it's got IR Blaster, which allows you to control TV and all your other devices. So you can literally just hook this sucker up to everything and just be like,
that'd be cool.
Turn your TV off, turn your Blu-ray player on, turn your Dish Network box on.
That's crazy.
Whatever you want to do. So that right there, the Xbox One S by itself makes me worried about PlayStation 4 Pro.
It kind of does.
Honestly, like I might actually get me an Xbox One S this holiday.
It's only $300.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Black Friday, it might even be cheap. It might be $249
Might be, yeah.
with an extra game. Probably give you a free game or something or an extra controller.
Might actually check that out.
Yeah, so I mean,
Black Friday.
the 4K, like I said, I don't want to limit myself to one thing, but the 4K Blu-ray is just a big deal. I can't bring that up enough because that's huge. That's huge to me.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, 4K Blu-rays are taking over. They're not very much higher than Blu-rays. You're paying like $5 more for a 4K Blu-ray. So it's not very much higher, and it's just, I mean, if you're gonna invest in 4K, you're gonna have to buy a player anyways.
That's true.
So why not just buy the Xbox One S and be done with it?
Play some games too.
It's the same price as a true 4K Blu-ray player will run you about $300.
Wow.
You get the upscale ones, but they're not as good.
Huh.
Like just a straight up 4K Blu-ray player is probably about $200-$300.
Dang.
So why not just buy?
Might as well just get the Xbox One S.
That's what I'm saying. See, it makes you. It's hard to argue with that.
It really
I don't
is.
want to put my PlayStation 4 to the side. I definitely don't want to do that because I really love the PlayStation 4.
I do too.
It's an awesome machine. But it worries me. I'm gonna buy this, and I'm just gonna be on it all the time.
I don't know. What's the difference in games though? I think that's going to be the big thing.
I mean, I think once they reach 4K and they hit their high dynamic range, I don't think you'll see a lot of visual difference. Now, the overall exclusives might hurt you a little bit.
Like, what's their exclusives? Well, they got Halo though.
They have Halo. They have the Halo series and the Gears series.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's enough anymore.
But you know what the big thing is that not a lot of people are talking about the Xbox One is?
What's that?
It supports like all kinds of 360 games.
Oh, does
so you can go
so
back and play all kinds of your 360 games. I don't know if it does the disc thing.
You can play Brutal Legend.
But I mean, I think last time I read it was like 40% of the 360 titles you can play on there.
Oh wow!
So all your big ones, man, are back on there. You can go back and play Halo 4 or Halo 3 and Halo 2.
Play some Halo 3.
Yeah, play your Gears. Halo 2 wasn't really 360, but
what was it?
That Halo collection, so you could play on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, all those games, Gears, Brutal Legends, like you said. I mean, just a lot of your 360 titles that you love, you can play now. That's another big thing.
Wow.
So I feel like PlayStation. The more I talk about it and think about it, I thought about it a lot this week when we was in preparation for this show. The more I think about it, it seems like PlayStation did all these really great choices at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then they look over and Xbox is doing all these new right choices.
Yeah.
And PlayStation's just like, no, we're not doing that. And I'm just like, what is wrong with you, dude?
Yeah.
Like if PS4 was to beef it up a little bit, do the backwards compatibility, drop their price, there'd be no question they'd destroy the Xbox One.
Oh yeah.
But they're just not making the right choices. Why would you not make a 4K
I don't know.
drive in there and let you play your 4K Blu-ray movies? That alone is just like
it's kind of dumb, isn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder. It was like that in the PlayStation 3 era, and then they kind of went away from it when they first launched the PS4. But now they're right back to it again. They're kind of like the old men that don't want to change.
Right.
It's like our system's good enough.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they feel like.
Be.
Yeah, because right now they're probably leading in sales and consoles. At least I don't know. I'd say they probably are, but they're probably not really worried about their sales right now. So they're not going to invest a lot of money in their pro console.
I just don't. I feel like, but that's true. But I feel like the things that we're talking about here, they could easily do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they ain't doing it. To be honest with
you, I'm sure they could easily do an integrated thing where you could download old PlayStation 3 games.
Well, I mean that goes back when I say why don't you just buy, if you don't have a PlayStation 4 now, just go get the PlayStation 4 Pro. But if the Xbox One S is out there and it's $100 cheaper, just get it instead because you can watch your Blu-ray.
Yeah.
4K Blu-ray.
Play your 360 game.
Wow. Didn't think I switched sides, so you see if it
does. I mean, it's hard not to.
Yeah.
It's hard not to think about that. It's just, I hate to say that because I was a huge fan for Sony these past 3.5 years.
Yeah.
I thought Sony all the way, especially after the whole Xbox fiasco where they pretty much said, the whole online fiasco where everybody's like, oh, I don't want to stay online all the time. They were like, well, you buy something else then. I mean, that right there was just, to me, that like killed me for Xbox.
Yeah, I remember that.
But now I feel like they're coming back and they're doing pretty good with it.
They're fighting hard. They didn't go down. They're like Rocky right now.
Well, I think, like I said, this time they've listened.
Yeah.
They've listened to what people want, and they've said, oh, well, people are starting to watch 4K movies. Let's put a 4K Blu-ray drive in there. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Oh, people love backwards compatibility. They're still playing their 360. Let's just let them play their 360 games on our new console. No-brainer.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they're having such great ideas, and I feel like PlayStation's just being real stubborn about it.
Yeah, they kind of are, ain't they?
It's like that's another reason I can't say go out and buy a PlayStation 4 Pro, because what do they really do? All they did was make your graphics better.
Just a little bit.
They said, hey, your graphics are better.
Oh, well. Big deal.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's just not enough. It's just not enough. I think they're really hurting themselves. I think you'll see a big change.
Probably so. Here, when does these come out?
The Xbox One S, I think, is already out.
Oh, okay. Dang,
It's already out. I'm pretty sure.
I can go ahead and get that.
I'm pretty sure it's already out or about to come out sometimes.
Oh.
It should be already out, I think. I haven't kept up with it because I've not been a fan of Microsoft until now.
Oh, yeah. Until we started like comparing them, yeah.
It's weird when you start doing these shows and you start learning, you start looking at facts and you're like, why have I not known this before?
Yeah.
Why have I not checked this out?
Why haven't I got my Xbox One yet?
Yeah. So,
I had a good joke for the Xbox Scorpio now, and I think it's thrown out the window.
yeah, you can't use it. Joke.
Ruined myself.
So if you guys are listening to this, we're not going to deter you from buying the PlayStation 4 Pro, but honestly, we're really big fans of the PlayStation 4 Pro. I don't want you to think that we're not, because we have them. We've had them for years. We love them. But, in all honesty, even as a fan, it's hard to not pay attention to Xbox One S with what it's doing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just hard not to do. I mean, I don't see how you can. I don't see how you can turn an eye away from it.
Yeah.
So if you're listening and you're kind of not sure about it, the Xbox One S is looking like it's a solid buy. I mean, it's...
Yeah, we were kind of down in it.
Yeah, unless you're just a complete Microsoft hater, never even played 360 or nothing, then
you get out of America.
You're probably not going to be interested. But yeah, I mean, if you were a fan of 360, which a lot of people are, I mean, I don't see why, because...
It sounds...
Just the backwards compatibility to me almost sells it.
Yeah, it really does.
Because I would love to sit there and play Halo 3 again.
I would too. Let's just do that.
I see a lot of Let's Plays in our future.
You think so?
360 games.
What's up? Yeah. Yeah, we could.
Just go back and test it out.
Unless it's made by a certain company that we won't get into.
Yeah. Before we get too going, let's talk about the Scorpio.
Okay.
Because, I've heard a little bit about Scorpio, but I didn't really know enough until I actually started researching it for this show. And man, the Scorpio just sounds like a beast of a different color.
Don't it?
Like, I mean, it sounds like a new console. Like, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's not going to a new console. This sounds like a new console.
It really
This
does.
sounds like the new generation of consoles.
You mean to read off the specs?
Yeah, if you want to read.
Okay. It's 4K.
True 4K.
True 4K. Excuse me. 6 teraflops. There was my joke.
What is
it's going to flop, but
what is a teraflop?
A teraflop is a trillion floating point operations per second.
That's amazing.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. It's got 320 gigabytes of memory, made for virtual reality.
Yes.
Here's the kicker, though. It's going for $600.
I know, but I mean,
sounds like a computer.
It does. That's what they're made. That's what they're going for. But the made for virtual reality, I mean, this is completely virtual reality mindset. I mean, they are going full swing. The big thing, Fallout virtual reality. You a fan of Fallout?
That's
you want
fine.
to wander the wasteland with your virtual reality helmet in real time?
Yes.
Have sand smacking in the face?
I don't want that.
But I mean, it's a huge thing. You're talking Fallout virtual reality, Skyrim virtual reality.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, it's just they're building this machine for that.
They really are.
And they're saying that
that's a good price too. When you think
they're
about
saying
it.
that it can compete with top tier graphics cards, of CPU graphics cards.
$600. That's a great deal, then. If it can really do that,
it will. I mean, I'm sure by the time it comes out, the graphics cards will probably be better. CPU always does that. The CPU always gets better. But as of right now, it'll be top tier.
Wow.
I'm sure by then it'll probably be a little bit weaker, but. Yeah. That's just PC game for you.
It always changes.
You can buy something for a PC and tomorrow it's crap.
Yeah.
But
it's all like consoles.
Yeah, but I mean the Scorpio God Almighty, it just sounds so. PlayStation's
like
not announced anything that they're going to do to go against it yet, but I feel like they're going to have to.
I bet they will. Eventually.
Wow. I mean, that just sounds like a. I mean, does it not sound like a new generation of console to you?
It really does. The Scorpio sounds completely new. Maybe that's. Well, I don't know. I guess it'd still play the old games though, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I haven't read anything about that yet. I mean, it just who knows what the Scorpio will have by then? It's not coming out till holiday 2017. So you're about this time next year, you'll see it.
That does
So
sound
by then, I mean, who knows what those stick in that sucker?
Oh man.
I mean, it's
Nintendo NX coming. I might just get it instead.
Just stop getting the Scorpio. Just sounds amazing.
It does.
And the $600 is a lot, yes, but it depends on when they start taking pre-orders. They start taking the pre-orders early in the year.
Yeah.
I mean, you got
all year.
6 months to pay it off. I mean, come on now. You probably blow more than $100 a month on nothing.
Well, I don't. I'm sure some people do.
Yeah, you're tired of that money.
I am tired. We were at the collectible store, and I had a big stack full of comics. Like, I want to buy these.
Yeah.
And the more you looked at comics, the more I was like, I don't want this one. I don't want this one.
I feel like I shamed you because I was like, are you getting all those? Because I know you just put them all back. I was like, oh, I feel bad because I feel like I shamed you and not getting them.
Nah, I need to save that money.
No, it's true. I mean, just talking about that, we don't have the big We don't have that big comic store. I'm sure if it was like
Yeah.
a bigger comic store where you could actually get the issues you really wanted, I'm sure
yeah.
you probably would have bought them.
Yeah, I was getting like Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah, I'm sure
Weird.
I'm sure if they'd been something cool there. If they'd been like, hey, this is the death of the Phoenix, you'd probably been like,
I'll take it.
Maybe I will buy this. You want the death of Gwen Stacy? Maybe I do.
Maybe I do. It's probable.
Yeah, I mean, when
probable.
you go to bigger comic stores and they got first appearances and stuff, then it's a different story.
You definitely want
And they're like, you want the first appearance in Gambit? You'd be like, maybe.
Yeah, we just got like the comic books that we get to choose from at our little stores.
Yeah, we're
just
about
like filler comics.
Yeah, we're
block
about
comics or
like
something.
we're probably about 45 minutes to an hour away from any
Oh yeah, that's a good
real
distance.
comic book store.
Yeah,
So, but it's worth the drive.
yeah,
It's good to get out of town for a little bit.
yeah. It is. I'm out of town every day. Just about it though.
Yeah, we should start a weekly loot store.
We should sell comic books, pop figures,
Magic cards.
Matchbox.
Magic cards.
Oh,
But Matchbox too.
okay.
No, but seriously, let's do final thoughts here. What are you thinking after reading all this? Okay,
Are we
we'll forget about. No, you can't grade them.
Yeah, we none of neither. Yeah.
We'll take the Scorpio out of the equation right now
Okay.
because that's just such a long way, and it just sounds so.
Yeah, I mean it might change.
It'd be hard
Never know.
to pick anything over there at this point in time because
Yeah.
if it's sitting there, you're gonna be like, "Well, I just want that giant machine that does everything." But when you read about this now, Xbox One S, PlayStation 4 Pro, what are you leaning towards? What do you think these people that are listening should get?
I think you should get the Xbox One S.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds better. It's cheaper. You can go back and play your old games. Everybody's got 360 games still.
Yeah.
I don't, but everybody else probably does. Oh wait, I do. I do have like one or two.
I crate them over there.
I did buy a crate of games for like $25 at the flea market. I was like, I'll take them, I guess.
No system.
I don't have any of the systems that any of these games are on. But no, my choice would be Xbox One. Yes.
I've got to say, I've got to agree with you on this because I think it's just the PlayStation. Like I said, to me, the big beef is the no 4K Blu-ray drive and the PS4 Pro. That is stupid. That's done to me.
It's pointless right there.
I love 4K. Why would you not want to watch Batman vs Superman in 4K?
Why would you want to watch it, period? But whatever.
Come on. We'll argue about that another day. But so Xbox One S, guys. If you don't believe us, do our research. We have researched this. We've done fact checks. This is straight off the Microsoft, PlayStation websites. All these specs are correct. Mm-hmm. We've double checked them, fact checked them. There's probably some specs we left out, but those are just the main ones you really want to talk about. That's our opinion, guys. Xbox One S is the way to go. If you disagree, let us know. But
Xbox One S will actually drive you back and forth to work too.
Yeah.
Of course, my facts might be wrong.
If it did that'd be awesome.
My facts might be wrong.
He did not fact check that. But no, seriously, I mean, it's just.
It's better. It sounds better.
I hate to say that. I feel sick saying it.
I mean, we're PlayStation guys right now.
I love PlayStation. I love my PS4. I'll never get rid of it, but it might take a backseat to the Xbox One S.
It might. I don't know. I mean, I've jumped from one to the other. Like, originally it was Nintendo 64 or PlayStation 1, and then it was... wait a minute. Then it was PlayStation 2 over Xbox, and it was Xbox 360 over PlayStation 3. And right now it's PlayStation 4 over Xbox, but now I'm starting to think maybe not. So I don't know.
It's just...
I'm going to blew my system here.
Yeah, Xbox really learned from their mistakes, man. They're correcting it.
They did.
So, final thoughts, Xbox One S.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it from the Weekly Loot guys.
Yeah, go get it.
That's the
When
good
it comes
stuff.
out.
That's the good loot, guys. If you
Yeah.
want some good loot, get the Xbox One S.
Oh, yeah.
But, favorite part of the show, it's finally time for Anthony's neat stuff of the week, guys.
I can't reach it.
If you don't know about it, Anthony has searched every part of the internet looking for the greatest geeky, neat stuff known to man. So, what do you got for us, Anthony? What neat stuff you got going on?
I keep doing this to you. Every time you say search the internet, I always find something that's not on the internet.
I know you.
I went to the bookstore close to where I work. There's actually still a bookstore around.
Yeah.
And I found a comic book.
People still read books.
Okay. Comic books. I don't know about actual
That's a big seller.
It's a number 1 edition. It's a variant edition. It's like the sketch cover of Deadpool Last Days of Magic. It's not cheap, but it comes with the board and a bag, and it's sealed, so I didn't open it. I didn't want to open it. As cool as the cover looks, but
Just a cool sketch.
it was going for $8 at my bookstore. Probably everywhere else too, more than likely. But it looks like a giant mouse coming out of a top hat, and Deadpool sitting there with Doctor Strange's cape on. And I don't know.
in the background.
Yeah, he's in the background freaking out. But it's a cool little cover.
Deadpool's a good comic to read anyway.
Oh yeah, it's number 1 issue. If you can find it at your bookstore, get it, grab it, save it, don't open it.
Don't open it. I love sketch covers anyways.
I do too.
I'm a huge sketch cover fan.
They're so cool.
Yeah, they're like, I'm a simple guy. I like black and white.
I do too.
That's our website will probably show. Our website will probably show how much we love black and white.
We do love black and white.
Let's get into a good section here. This is something we've been doing, guys. It's time for our most popular segment.
Oh yeah.
We did one episode like this, and people loved it, so we've been doing it every week.
Yeah.
And yes, I am talking about the weekly top 5.
Yeah.
Now,
I love top 5s.
in this part of the show, we're revealing our weekly top 5s in various geek entertainment. Now, I want you guys to know these are just our own personal opinions based on our own experience. We're not saying these consoles are any way better than the other one. This is just what we think, what we like. Now, this week's top 5, since this console day is the greatest consoles of our time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we always start with number 5 and we work our way up to number 1. Discuss them as we go, telling you why we think they're the best consoles.
Dun, 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 dun.
So let's go ahead and start. Anthony, what's your number 5 console?
Number 5. I'm always throwing you like an Atari something or another.
Yep.
But my number 5 is Atari 2600.
Atari 2600.
Which I think a lot of people actually agree with me on that one, because Atari 26. When you think of Atari, you think of 2600. Because not everybody. I guess a lot of the younger people nowadays have started on something different. But our generation more or less started on Atari 2600 when they were kids.
I disagree with you on that point. I think a lot of people do know that Atari, because you see a lot of the Atari retro consoles coming out, and a lot of the games coming out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox and stuff like that. I think people still know about Atari. I think any true gamer kind of reads the history.
I hope they do.
We live in a very informed society. I think where you can just Google anything and find anything. I'm sure a lot of people kind of look back and see
that's probably true.
What's happened.
I'm ashamed of myself.
I don't agree with the Atari thing on your thing.
What?
I think just out of all the consoles, that's just too.
What's my opinion?
Yeah, it is your opinion. I'm just going to do it. I disagree with you all day.
Well, I'm throwing it out there because that was the first thing I ever played was the Atari 2600. I was a little kid in the basement. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how
those things wasn't cheap back in the day.
No, they would. Well, I had a hand me down. I guess Dad had it when he was a little bit younger. Because that was way before my time.
Yeah,
Nintendo was already at that point. But I swear that's not me doing that noise.
And then just beat everyone.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
You just meowed everywhere.
I don't know how I played that console for hours, to be honest with you. Because looking back on it now, I tried playing Berserk and I tried playing Space Invaders. And I literally just sat there for 5 minutes and just thought, man, there's so much.
I can't but notice underneath your Atari you have a giant stack of PlayStation 2
I have so many PlayStation 2 games, no PlayStation 2.
Very strangely.
You know what would be cool? If PlayStation 4 did the back stuff and you could play PlayStation 2 games.
PlayStation's always been weird about backwards compatibility. Yeah. Remember, they had the first PlayStation 3, the Gen 1s? I think they did full backwards compatibility. I think you played PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1s. And then they came out with another generation, and it was like you could only play PlayStation 1 games. You couldn't play the PS2 games. It didn't make sense. It just got weird. It just very weird about stuff, and they just never could. Sony's not a big fan of backwards compatibility.
Apparently not.
I think even their backwards compatibility before was just an accident. I think they really meant to it. So they're just not a big fan of backwards compatibility. But that's yours on Atari 2600.
Yep. I think everybody's gonna disagree with me on that one, but oh well.
Be number 1. My number 5 is PlayStation 4.
You mean modern?
I did. That's how we always do that, though.
We do. I always thought back to the past.
The PlayStation 4 to me is about number 5. It's not the greatest PlayStation Sony's ever made, but like I said, I was real happy with all the changes they did to it, and it's a fun console. I fell in love with it. I played it for years now.
Yeah,
I can't believe it's already passed that far.
I can't believe it's been that long.
But I love the PlayStation 4. It was hard to put it. It almost didn't make the cut, but then they had to just because of all the memories I've had on it. And it's got some good exclusive, like Uncharted and things like that.
They had a big update for PlayStation 4. I should have told you earlier so you could update your PlayStation.
Does it do anything cool?
Just change the looks of the main screen and stuff.
How bad?
Not bad. It's not a whole lot different, to be honest. But it's cool. It's better than what it was.
I don't want to lose my Witcher 3 theme.
Oh, you might. I don't know. But it's funny because Dusty was over here just last week and he updated his PlayStation 4 and now they did another update so the last one was completely full. Good. But it's PlayStation 4.0. Oh. PlayStation 4 4.0. A lot of 4s in there.
What's your number 4? I can't wait to see what about your list.
I forgot what it was. The Sega Genesis.
Dang, but you're going way back there.
Well,
it's because Sonic had it.
Yeah, it really was.
Awesome. I can see that, man. Sonic was awesome.
It was, and that was. It wasn't my second console. My second console was Nintendo, but Sega. That took all my time when I was a kid. Like I was sitting there playing Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Contra Hardcores, Road Rash 2. I just wore the Sega Genesis out.
Is it even still alive? Did you kill that thing?
Well, I actually found it not too long ago, and I took it when we still had the G2K games over here. I took it over there and traded it in.
Oh, that's a sad story.
I shouldn't have done it.
I did it too. I traded in a couple games at G2K. I wish I wouldn't have.
Yeah, I actually went back and played NHL 97 and played it for a few minutes.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, there's so much better stuff out there.
Yeah, it's hard. The retro games are cool, but it's hard to actually sit down and devote your time to them.
It really is.
Unless it's like Mario. Man, I could play original Mario all day long.
too.
I don't know why. That's sad to say.
Can we do Let's Plays on Mario?
Yeah, sure. Do a speed run.
I don't know if I can handle a speed run.
To really drink some coffee for speed run. I don't know if people do speed runs, man.
Does he? He does.
He loves speed runs, man. He loves. I don't say he can do that, man. That would drive me insane.
I like to check everything
Just
out.
rushing. I'm like, rush.
Some of the speed runs, and I mean, Dusty talked about it last week, though. They've got to be fake. Like when you're watching like the Super Mario Brothers, there's one guy who had a world record at one point in time, and you're watching it, and it even slowed down. He was freaking hitting the piranha plant. I was like, no, you're dead. You can't be going still.
Yeah.
But he had the world record. I was like, no, that's not right. It's not right, because if it was me, I'd have died.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
not fair.
My number 4 pick, I did go a little retro, is the Nintendo 64.
Ooh.
Yes.
I love Nintendo 64.
I had a lot of retro games. A lot of the ones you mentioned were on the list. Certainly like the Dreamcast, things like that. But then the only retro one I could put on there was the 64.
Oh, yeah.
And
64 was amazing.
Pretty much the same reasons you were talking about. Just when I was a kid, the 64 was where it's at, man. I mean, you had Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time and WCW versus NWO, Revenge, World Tour.
Yeah, I played World Tour, and then I was like, man, this game's awesome. Then I got Revenge.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was good.
Donkey Kong. I mean, just everything you think of, man. Rumble Packs.
Oh, yeah.
You had it all, buddy. That's where it was at.
Do you remember when they had the little memory pack? And you got it with, it was either Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask.
Yeah. It was like so big.
And it came with it, and I was like, man, I wish stuff did that nowadays.
Yeah, you don't do that no more.
To buy like 1,000 different things to play one game.
But, I mean, 64, man, was just, when I was a kid, it's still pretty awesome.
It is. I wish I had one now.
That's one of the older consoles I could actually probably sit down and play. Such like Diddy Kong Racing stuff. I used to play the crap out of Diddy Kong Racing.
Did you?
So love it.
I never got to play it. I played Super Mario. What was it? Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. Yeah, I've never been Mario Kart, man. I was always Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, that's Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's cool too.
Well, I can jump in my number 3 because it's Nintendo 64 too.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. A little bit higher than me.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I
played it a lot.
What do you talk about it?
Wow. Everything. That was after Sega Genesis, I went straight to Nintendo 64, and I was doing the exact same thing. I was just sitting there playing for hours. I used to turn the radio on. Like, I was a kid, I thought it was like top 20s or the top hits or something like that. It was like pop music. I was just sitting there jamming out to like Blue by whatever that band's name was that sang I'm Blue or whatever.
Yeah.
And every time I hear that song now, I think about Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
But I played like Star Fox.
Oh, I forgot about Star Fox.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that game was awesome.
That's one of the games that I played 1,000 times over.
Really disappointed in the new Nintendo Wii Star Fox.
It's not any good?
Not as cool. Not as good.
I didn't get to play it.
Kind of hurts your memory a little bit.
Wait, is that the one where he gets out of the ship and walks around and stuff?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Was it Star Fox a little bit of it, and it was just such a letdown.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe
I forgot about Star Fox 64 in that game. I think did it come with it? Did it come with Star Fox 64?
It might have.
I think it did. I think
maybe that's how I got it.
I think there's one version that came with it. Cause I was like, what's Star Fox?
And then you started playing Super Smash Bros. Too.
Oh yeah, Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Man,
I love that game.
Anything better than Mario? Can you imagine? You remember Mario 64? How awesome that was.
It was fun.
Playing 3D Mario, just jumping around. Doing all kinds of I wasn't like your new Mario. You're like, this is different. Mario.
I used to went back with a friend of mine playing that game, and I sucked it up. I couldn't do anything.
Oh, I'm trying to
I sucked at Mario, I guess. I don't know.
Suck it live.
This is Sonic. I could do it.
But yeah, man, you're right. I mean, the 64 was just awesome.
Is it slowly moving up on your list a little bit more?
No.
No.
The top 3 is just will always be there.
Nintendo, man. They had so many different consoles too. Like they had different controller colors and everything. Mm-hmm. I had the yellow, I had the orange, I had the gray, and I think I had the black.
Oh man.
Yeah, I had.
I can't remember what those I had.
I was a big Nintendo 64 nerd.
64 was awesome, man.
It was.
Oh
well.
Excuse me.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is the Sony PlayStation 1.
1?
Mm-hmm.
You like that one?
Yes. The PlayStation 1 has a big spot in my heart because that is the console where I actually became a hardcore gamer.
Oh, really?
And I can remember the day it happened. I remember the day, the memory is so vivid in my mind of where I actually wanted a PlayStation. And I actually went home and said, I want a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And we was at Dusty's house for his birthday. And it was me, him, and our other friend Keith. And I remember what it was, but anyways, we ate pizza and opened up his presents, and he said they were talking about a game that they were both playing called Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, let's go ahead and see if we can't beat this Ruby weapon and stuff. And I was like, I don't know what the crap they're talking about, but I went there with them. We went down the basement, and he had it hooked up down there. And I just watched them play this, and I thought, man, I've never seen anything like this. This is amazing. Look how awesome this game looks. Because that day, I don't know if you remember when the PlayStation 1 came out, but you were just like,
oh, yeah.
Yes, it was gorgeous,
Yeah.
And I watched him play it, and I just thought, man, that's awesome. I said, what is this? And he's like, it's an RPG. And I was like, what is an RPG? And it was just a different world, man. And I remember I went home, and I told him I wanted that, and I think I got it for that Christmas. Yeah. Got the Final Fantasy 7. I actually think I got Final Fantasy 8 first. Final Fantasy 7, I think, was kind of old news by that point in time.
Oh, yeah.
But I got eventually Final Fantasy 7. I remember just playing those games, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the RPG genre. I bought all the RPGs. I had Star Ocean, and let's see here, Xenogears, Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger. I mean, piles upon piles. Brave Fencer Musashi was a cool one. Vagrant Story.
I don't know what you're talking about. This
Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, those are good.
Just Metal Gear Solid. You remember Metal Gear Solid, man? Came on the PlayStation. Playing baseball in there and NBA. And back then it was NBA Live was the king of those. Back then it was NBA Live.
I remember NBA Live 97.
Yeah, Sega Genesis. Yeah, I mean, stuff like that. Yeah. NBA Live was big back then. And I just fell in love with the PlayStation, man. It was just a different world. Tekken. I remember playing Tekken 3 on there.
I had Tekken, yeah.
And,
was it Tekken Tag?
No, Tekken Tag came out PS2.
Was it PS2?
Tekken 3 was the one, and Tekken 2 and stuff. Man, I mean, it's just a different world, man. I remember the PlayStation was just where I really got into gaming. That's when I really started just buying games, collecting them, had stacks of them everywhere. I'd put 40, 50 hours into a game. I mean, that's when I really became a gamer, in my mind, was the PlayStation. And for that reason, I mean, it's got to be on that list because there's just... I can still remember my memory card. I had a memory card, and I kept it forever. And I think I still managed to have it. And I remember Dusty bought Tekken 3, and it came with some stickers. They had, little stickers. And, everybody, and my favorite character was Paul Phoenix. And they gave me the Paul Phoenix sticker, and I stuck it on my memory card. And that's how I kept up with it. And I just remember I've had that sticker forever. And I think I still have that memory card, actually.
Do you?
But
I think you actually did have it, because I remember you showing it to me one day.
Yeah. I mean, it was just...
You know what my first PlayStation 1 game was? And that was the whole reason I even got a PlayStation 1. X-Men Mutant Academy.
Oh, I forgot that. X-Men was cool games on that.
It was. But when I first got it and I was sitting there playing, I was sitting there waiting in the loading screen. And I was used to Nintendo 64, and I was just sitting there.
Oh, yeah, the loading screen was the world.
I mean, it's about like it is now, though. Because PlayStation 4, it takes forever for anything to load on it.
It was just a different world, PlayStation. Man, it introduced games you really had to... I mean, you kind of had to think about 64 games, but PlayStation games are a different world, man.
Oh, yeah.
We got some of those games.
To be honest with you.
Do you remember a game called, I don't know if you remember, a game called, I think it's called Medieval?
I never played it.
Do you remember that? You're walking like a skeleton type guy, and you were in killed stuff like zombies and all kinds of stuff.
That sounds real familiar.
I think it launched with it or something. You got it. Everybody had I think when you bought the PlayStation, it came with a demo of it or something.
Oh, yeah. I probably did play it then.
It was like a little skeleton warrior, and you were in and kill stuff. Just all kinds of cool stuff like that, man.
Apparently, some of the PlayStation 1 games on the, it came like the little CD, whatever you call those.
Crash Bandicoot?
Oh, yeah. I remember Crash.
You can do all day for PlayStation games.
But if you took the middle piece out with the actual disc set in it, and you just pulled that piece out, there was actually a demo behind a lot of the little things. And I never knew that, and I just wondered now if I went back and had those games, I could check it.
But games are, even the cases themselves are a PlayStation. You remember? I mean, they were jeweled cases.
They were.
I mean, they're not like little bitty plastic things you get now. I mean, these were jeweled, sturdy. I mean, they were heavy cases.
They were.
I mean, you drop them, they're cracking. And I mean, they were just nice. And the value on them is outrageous right now. I mean, take Star Ocean 2: The Second Story. I love Star Ocean 2: The Second Story. Yeah. If I wanted to buy it now, it'd cost me $100. If not more. Probably more by now.
Dang, that's crazy.
I mean, these games are just outrageous anymore.
Yeah.
You actually have grading companies that'll grade your PlayStation games for you.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they're just...
They still have some PlayStation 1 games.
They're just different worlds, man.
That's probably crap.
I mean, PlayStation was just... It started off. In my opinion, that's what really started the new generation of consoles.
Yeah, it really did.
It was just amazing. It was like it killed Nintendo.
It did.
It really did.
It was
PlayStation's the reason Nintendo died.
Oh, it didn't die.
It pretty much killed it. It pretty much killed it. Now, come on.
I mean, it's
What came out to play GameCube? You're like,
yeah, I didn't have it. Actually, I did have a GameCube.
oh man.
I was going through a weird phase where I wanted all the consoles at once,
Oh god.
and I had was a PlayStation 2 at the time, and then Xbox, and then the GameCube, and all I played was PlayStation 2. I didn't play the other ones.
But yeah, I just think PlayStation it was awesome. I still have my original PlayStation at my parents' house, I think.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna go dig it up. Do you remember there was one PlayStation? I don't know if you ever heard this story. There was one certain model of PlayStation
Yeah.
that had really good sound quality,
And the
and like
DJs.
DJs were buying them, and they shot like a couple thousand at one point in time.
I remember checking.
I remember rushing there like, come on.
I wonder if that was true.
It was true. You can go on eBay, you can watch them.
Oh, really?
They were selling it.
Oh, wow. That's
They had
crazy.
really great sound quality to them. Because they played CD discs, so you could put a CD in there and just
Oh,
put out the sound.
that's awesome.
Yeah, PlayStation always has good hardware. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they do.
You know.
I will give them that, too.
Yeah. See, that's like PS3 had the Blu-ray player.
Yeah. That's true. That's what
360 did.
Yeah. That's probably how they're still floating around now.
No, the PS4 really did destroy the Xbox One.
It did.
I mean, let's face that.
But in my eyes, the 360 just destroyed PlayStation 3. Whoa, something's happening. What was that?
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, sorry.
What's your number 2? Let me hear
My number 2 is, speaking of which, is the PlayStation 2.
Oh,
I love PlayStation 2.
really?
Yeah, that was. Besides my number 1, I probably played the PlayStation 2 more than any of the other consoles that I mentioned. And I'm only mentioning the consoles that I actually did spend a lot of time playing. And PlayStation 2 is definitely.
Oh, yeah, it was hugely popular. I mean, it was way up there.
That's when I started playing like online games.
Really?
Yeah, because I started.
I remember, it had the online gaming, didn't it?
Yeah, it must have just started. You had to buy like the little.
The little pack. I remember it was like
yeah.
a little broadband thing you stick in the back of it. Yeah.
I had to get that, and I played the first Call of Duty game, Finest Hour or whatever. And I was just sitting there playing around with people, and I didn't know any better. And apparently there was a clan. There's a bunch of clans on that game.
Yeah, those back when clans were like huge. Back
Yeah, there was one Red October, and I was playing with them. And I was just playing with like random people on my side, and they were playing against me. And apparently I was wearing them out because one of them sent me a message and he said, "Hey man, you want to join Red October?" And I was like, "All right, I guess. I don't know any better." And I played with them for a long time. We even had like a little. It wasn't a website. It was more like a forum they had.
Yeah, a lot of people did forums back then.
Yeah, and we would just played Call of Duty, and still to this day, that's probably one of my favorite games.
I forgot about that. It was when online gaming started kind of hitting big.
Oh yeah.
I remember having Xbox One parties. Remember, did you ever do that when you were younger?
I never got
We used
to
to
do
do that all the time, and we would get a bunch of people together,
Yeah.
and you had to system link all your Xboxes.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
put Halo in, and you all would just play Halo. I remember one time the place I'm actually working at now, there's a big building next door.
Uh-huh.
At the time, she rented it out.
Yeah.
And I remember we all rented it out one time, and I mean, we had like 30 people in there.
Mm.
Just everybody from school came over, and we had
That'd be fun.
just a line as far as you can see, just TVs and Xboxes up there. And this wasn't like the TVs now. This was like the big. You know what I'm talking about? Like you had to do some work to get them TVs in there.
Now, I
I remember
remember
we just played that thing all night long.
when we first started college together. I guess you guys are still doing that some.
Yeah.
Because I was hanging out with one of my friends, and he didn't know any you all, but you guys didn't invite me to go play your Xbox. But I didn't think anything about it because I really didn't play games a whole lot back at that point in time. But I remember everybody going over and playing.
Oh,
You
man.
guys suck. You should ask me. But
I don't think we really didn't know you that good back then, though.
Yeah, I know.
They were just kind of they were just like, that's Anthony. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And then I think we had some classes together, and I was just like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, we just
I'll
sat
sit by him.
Because we had that creepy guy behind us that one day.
Yeah, we didn't know nobody else. We just
Yeah.
kind of sat there and hung out.
What did he say that freaked you out that one day? He took a briefcase to class and everything.
Yeah, somebody had a ringtone, a Fallout Boy.
Oh, yeah.
And he just randomly just like, I hate Fallout Boy. Like real deep Batman voice, and I was just like, I just slowly turned back to look at him. I was like, oh god.
We did horrible in that
I
class,
was
by
like,
the way.
switch me places. Which is sad, 'cause I had all the notes and everything.
You
They
did.
gave me all the notes. I'm like, man.
That was the bad teacher, though. If we can take a break from the top 5 for 1 second, let me talk about this teacher.
That guy would make my head hurt.
He would lose himself on the board. He would sit there and then would just pause and staring at the board, and he would look back to like the front row and be like, "What was I talking about?"
Yeah. I mean, it was like a 2.5 hour class.
Yeah,
And it was college algebra.
yeah.
And my God, it made my head hurt. We ended up having like a lot of classes together that year.
We did.
All the classes together.
I eventually we had to drop that class
Mm-hmm.
because it was just so
I
bad. We
did
didn't even
drop
go.
I did drop it. I couldn't take it, dude. There's no way I could make it through that.
Yeah.
Well, I know it was
actually,
only 2
didn't
days a
drop
week.
it.
It's only 2 days a week, but my God.
It was horrible. This was the worst part of the day. It was the worst part of the week. We used to just skip it and just go play at the arcade.
Remember we had that? I'm not gonna mention names, but there was a girl in there with us.
Uh-huh.
Remember we both like, yeah, let's see who gets it.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that?
Neither one of us got
No,
it.
she was some other guy. I think he got married and everything. I was like, oh man.
Oh, we had dibs. We should
Yeah.
go back.
I went out there. I went out with her a lot though.
You sure didn't you?
Tried hard.
Yeah.
I didn't even let her drive my car. She's like, "You drive your Mustang?" I was like, "Yeah."
Remember that picture I
Let's do
made?
this.
Did you see that picture I made?
What picture? Oh yes.
It was like,
oh
it wasn't
gosh.
Photoshop. It was like
Oh,
paint at
no,
that point. in time.
yes.
That was a horrible picture. I should have
That
made
was-
that. Because I think she eventually seen it. And I
Did
was,
she really?
I was like, yeah.
Oh.
'Cause I think you showed it to her.
Oh, I did show it to her.
But it was real funny because PJ, I took a picture of PJ with the pool stick in the background. He's
Yeah, he was just like,
What
"What were we doing that for, girl?"
I don't know.
No, let's not talk about
Let's
that.
not talk about that anymore. But I do want to tell you a story about that guy.
Adolescence.
That
What,
teacher.
the one
The
guy to you?
teacher, yeah. I didn't drop that class because I just now remembered. I stuck it out,
Did you
but
really?
I missed the
gave
test.
Up. I gave up on it.
and if I missed that test, I was going to fail that class. But I was going to take the test anyways. I eventually failed it anyways because I didn't know anything I was doing. But I stood at the door and I waited and I listened. I was listening to what, because a girl walked up to him and she was asking him something. She said, "Is it okay if I make up this test?" Because I didn't get to take it. And he was like, "Yeah, that's fine. You can take the test again." And I was like, "Oh, cool. I'll get to take my test too." And I walked in there and I told him, he was like, "Can I retake this test? I missed it." And he said, "No, you can't take that test over. If you miss it, you miss it." And I was like, "No, because that chick right there just did it." And it's like I busted him and he didn't have any other choice. And he was like, yeah, I guess you could. I felt like it was sexism.
He probably didn't even remember.
They probably forgot he told her that, to be honest with you, as old as he was. He eventually did retire.
But
But,
man, you're right, though. That was a bad class.
It was a horrible class.
That's what I hate about college, man. You get in there and you're thinking, yeah, college is going to be way different. And you get in there and it's exactly the
It's
freaking
no
same.
different, yeah.
And it's the same crap. Like, I remember saying college algebra, and he's like, "This is how we find the square root of this." And I was like, I just did that. Like, I literally just, like, 6 months ago, I did that in class. I mean, they really teach you the same exact crap.
Yeah.
The dumb thing is they have to take a test to make sure you know it before they teach it to you.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to give you, like, this SAT and this pre-test to make sure you know it. Okay, so you know it. That's cool. Now we're going to teach it to you. And you're like, I already know
What's
it.
the point?
What was the point of taking that test?
I didn't know it. I had to do intermediate
God,
algebra before I could get into it. But I did take a break from school. I graduated high school and I waited like a couple years, like 3 years.
I wish I would have, man. It burned me out hard. I couldn't do it. I remember putting it into like halfway through college, and I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I was like, I cannot do this again. I'm sorry.
It was rough.
College
was rough.
I was like, I can't do this again. They don't. I mean, it'd be different. Like cool classes, like you go in there and do like programming and web design. I've been all about that. I've been all over that.
Well, they did, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
All they was teaching was GeoCities.
Yeah, but it's just like you go in there and they're just like, we're gonna teach you algebra and writing and science, and you're just like, my goodness. Man.
English was a good class.
It was fun, but good God.
Yeah. But English was the best class because we would literally be in there 5 minutes. She would tell us, well, we're going to do this. You're going to write a story about this.
Yeah.
And then she would let us go.
Well, I just hated you go in there and they're like, this is how I'm going to teach you how to do a title page today. And I was like, I can freaking do a title page, I suppose. I can write you a whole freaking novel right now. I did this for 12 years. I know what I'm telling you. I can write you whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it was just, I couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't learn the same stuff I already learned.
Yeah. Because that's basically all it was.
I mean, it was just, like, I remember going to biology and like, this is a cell. And I was like, I freaking know what a cell is.
Yeah.
Can we name the layers of it to you? Like, you know, I mean, it was just, I couldn't do it, man. I remember like halfway through school, I was just like, man, I could be doing something different with my time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And you realize very early on, it's just a money scheme. They're just getting money out of you.
It really is, yeah. Sad to say, but yeah.
The first 2 years of college, just you doing the same crap you've always done.
Basically. Let me tell you one more story and we'll get back to our top 5 list. Yeah, I don't think you ever had his class. It was a chemistry class. I won't say any names. But I was sitting there and I was waiting for him to come in, and he said, okay, who all has had, was it chemistry in high school? What was your science classes in high school? And he was naming them off, and I was like, I ain't taking none of those. And he was like, well, what science classes do you have? And I was like, physics. And he was like, oh, you'll be fine, don't worry about it. But then I didn't know anything that was going on in that class. It was chemistry, like 101 or something like that. So we had to write a big essay at the end of the class, and I was like, I'm just gonna copy and paste this whole thing. I don't think he reads it anyways because he was way up in years. And I turned it in. I was just seeing what would happen because I was gonna fail it either way. He gave me an A on it. I was like, cool. Passed that class. Didn't know
a lot of college is crap. It's just dumb stuff. I remember there was one you had to like go to like one of the classes I had, they're like, why don't you go to like a school and talk about like healthy teeth? And I was like, what's that freaking got to do?
Okay.
I mean, it's just crap, man.
Yeah.
Then they force you to like, we're gonna make groups and we're all gonna do stuff. I'm like, I don't want to be in a group. You know?
Yeah, because there's a lot of classes.
I don't want to do that. I just want to go do my own work and be done with this.
The bad part about being in groups is like there's always like 3 or 4 people in your group that didn't do any of the work.
Yeah, what makes you mad is you're sitting there and you look over and there's a guy beside you that dropped out in like the 9th grade. He got his GED and he's in the same college you're in, and you're like, what the crap?
Yeah.
I mean, I just wasted 3 years of my life. I could just dropped out with you.
Basically, yeah.
Done with this. It's just. Anyways, let me get to mine.
Because I can talk about.
I can talk about crazy stuff all day.
Mm.
But my number 2, Xbox 360. Yes.
I'm curious about your number 1 now.
Yes, my 360, man. I remember I liked the Xbox. Like I said before, we had the Xbox parties. I never was a huge fan of it. But when 360 came out, man, it just changed my world. I remember gamer score infected my brain, dude.
Yeah, it did me too.
I would go and hunt down every possible gamer score I could get, man.
Mm.
I mean, I would play a game 20 hours just to get an extra gamer score. Just to finish to like 100 points. I mean, it was just outrageous.
Yeah. I can just throw my list down because that was my number 1.
Was it?
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
man.
360.
I can see why.
So we can talk about 360 a little bit longer.
But, I mean, I just remember the gamer score really won me over because I really got addicted to that. And I remember there was one game, Resident Evil 5, I was getting gamer score on.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I got it all but one. There was one thing I didn't accomplish, and it was beat the game on professional.
Mm.
I think it was the hardest difficulty called professional. And the reason I couldn't is because I was playing with AI, and the AI would just bomb me every time.
Shiva?
There's a fight. Yeah, there's a fight where it's Chris and Shiva.
Yeah.
And that's you guys.
Yeah.
And then you had to fight Wesker and Jill.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, the Shiva would just be like, oh, they're shooting at us. And she would just take off 9 miles across the screen. And they would just go over there and be like, oh, she's over by herself. And they would just go over and beat her to death. Yeah. And I could not get to her in time. So I'd be like, I'm coming to get you. And then get like a roundhouse kick to the face in time. And it was just, God, I tried it for so long, man. I put so much into it, and I just couldn't do it. I just finally give up. That's my biggest letdown of Gamerscore.
I'm sorry.
I just couldn't get that last one.
I think my greatest accomplishment in Gamerscore was beating Mortal Kombat on the hardest difficulty without dying or without using continues. Yeah, no continues. I think I've already told this story.
I remember you doing that. I was like, oh,
I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah, you're like, look at this. Oh, man. I mean, what can you say about 360? We played the crap out of 360. I mean, we did.
We played Halo 3 until it was...
God, and then after Halo 3, we had, what, Modern Warfare, and then Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
God, we played Mortal Kombat till the... I mean, you literally broke the disc.
I did break the disc, yeah.
I mean,
not on purpose. The game.
No, like, literally, we played it so long that you literally turned it on one day, and it was like, cannot read disc, and you pulled it out, and it was a cracking.
It happened.
Did you trade it in? Did you try trading it in? Did they take it? I think they took it back.
They might have. I can't remember.
But then you were like, "There's not gonna take this back," and they took it back and on the game stores. And I was like, "No way."
Well, since I admitted to plagiarism a little bit earlier, I can admit to this now because Blockbuster's gone. But if you took like a scratched up game that you had, and you went and you rented that exact same game, you can take the scratch game and put it in the box for the Blockbuster and take it back and be like, the game is scratched.
Oh, didn't they catch on that though? Didn't they put like start putting the Blockbuster ring on?
They probably did later on.
I think there was like a little Blockbuster ID ring they put.
I think I actually pulled that one.
That was probably you.
That's probably why they're out of business.
I did something similar, but this was with GameStop.
Yeah.
GameStop had a thing where you could buy a used game, and they gave you like 14 days.
Oh yeah.
To return it.
I remember this.
And for not like a money refund, but they would give you credit.
Yeah.
The full credit.
Yeah.
So I would go and I'd buy like a $30 pre-owned game. Mm-hmm. I'd go home and I would just beat the crap out of it for like a week or two. I'd come back and I'd be like, I want my credit back for this. And he'd be like, what's wrong with it? And I was like, I just didn't like it. They'd be like, okay, you got $30 back. And I was like, okay. I was like, I want that game and that game. They'd give me some games. I'd go home, beat the crap out of them, and I came back.
Yeah.
And eventually, Jason, who we know, he eventually caught on, and he said, I know what you're doing. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna take that one back if you buy it again.
Oh no, that's policy.
I know. I think it was a policy. So I don't know, but I was just like, I felt so busted and so ashamed that I didn't want to. I just kind of like, okay. But yeah, I'm like, I don't think he could actually. I don't think he could have stopped me from bringing it back. But I was still like, I'm so ashamed.
Technically, it wasn't against the rules what he was doing.
No, I didn't like him.
You just found a loophole.
But I was pretty much just using GameStop as my personal rental store. I was just, $30 got me to play like. I forget how long I did. I did it for like months.
You did do it a long time.
I got like 20 games out of it. I played like 20 different games out of it. But, he eventually got on. Jason's like, I know what's up. Because I kept coming in like every week, like every Friday. I should make it more random. Yeah. Like every Friday I'd just bring it back. Like, hey, I'm done with this.
Since we're on 360, what was your first 360 game?
Oh, gosh. Probably Halo 3.
Was it Halo 3?
It honestly was. I think I actually bought the 360 just for Halo 3.
Oh, wow. I think mine was Dead Rising.
Was it really?
Yeah,
I was never a big Dead Rising fan.
You wouldn't? I love Dead Rising. Well, the first one. I didn't care much for the second one. I never played the third one, but the first one I played probably like 3 or 4 different times just to try to get the right ending.
I think Dusty was a big fan of Dead Rising.
Was he?
I remember him playing a lot.
I
Never seen him play it, I think, was when I watched play it. But yeah, I think 360 was
it was launch time.
Halo 3. Halo 3 is probably my big thing. That's why I bought it.
Oh, yeah. I played it. I definitely played
I
Halo.
remember coming to your house just to play Halo 3.
Yeah. We all play together. It's me, you, Ruth, and PJ.
Yeah, man, those
Dusty
are good nights, man. God, we sit up all night long. I could do that now. Die at midnight, be like, we're to bed.
I remember David was over there one night. I guess it was me, you, Roop, and him playing Halo 3. And somebody had Jägermeister. And I went to the bathroom. He was sitting there playing right next to the bathroom. And I walked back out. And I don't know if he was drunk when I walked in there, but he was drunk when I walked back out.
Oh, man.
Because he was just like, it's licorice in a bottle or something like that. And it was like, I don't know.
He's like, it's the greatest thing ever.
And I was like, yeah, baby.
That's cool, man. He wouldn't come over and play Halo. He would just come over just to sit there and talk to us.
He would, wouldn't he? Yeah, so maybe Dusty was there. Maybe he was playing with us. I can't remember because there was so many times.
Yeah. I remember we first got Halo 3 and we sucked at it. You remember this? We sucked at it so bad at the very first of it because we were just newbies. I mean, we didn't even play I don't think we played the campaign. I think we just jumped straight on the online and we sucked. And it had already been out for a while because there were some really good players in there. And we were playing with our friends were like 50s.
Yeah.
So they were drawing in like top tier competition. They were just mowing us over, you know. We were just basically just free kills. But we eventually got really good at the game.
Yeah.
Like we were just as good as our friends that were 50s, but we had lost so many battles that no matter how good we were, it wouldn't move us up any. You remember that? So we were just like stuck at like 17 to 20.
Yeah, I remember that.
So like we'd bring in like 17 and 20 players, but we would just smash them because we were so good at the game. So we were we kind of broke the game a little bit.
We did.
Because I remember Dustin was just like, I love playing you guys because you guys bring in crappy competition.
We did.
You're like better than they are.
It was so much fun.
We would just destroy them. I mean, we would just.
Was it the minigun that you could just tear off and just carry it with you? We called it the Macho Man all the time.
Yeah, we all kind of. I mean, we would beat people left and right.
We even had what was it? We had a little clan almost where you can make little emblems and stuff.
Yeah, the gas bandits.
Gas bandits, yeah, that's what it was.
But, I mean, we just ate them up, man.
We did.
I mean, because I don't know why. I don't know how we did it. We didn't mean to do it, but somehow it like stalemated us. So we were just like stuck.
Yeah.
At 17 the whole time.
We did.
But I mean, we would beat. We'd beat top people.
Oh, yeah.
So I remember every time we'd beat somebody, you'd always be like, I know it was Dusty would always be like, how much you pay for that 50?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like, you guys just let a bunch of 17s beat you.
There was one night, I can't remember exactly what, we was playing with PJ, I believe, and they were just trashing us because we have like a country accent, being from Tennessee, Virginia, in those areas. They said something because they said we was lag switching or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like,
we got accused of a lot of stuff.
We did, didn't we?
Well, I mean, like I said, our score just did not reflect our ability. It just didn't.
No, it didn't. But PJ spoke up and he said, yeah, some generators we got at Walmart or something like that. And that cracked me up so much.
Something weird.
Because he really wouldn't trash talk people. No. He would go along with it and just make it completely silly what they're saying. It was just that was even better than trash talking.
Yeah, we just beat so many people. It was just so stupid. I mean, it was just dumb.
It was.
I remember. I mean, you know how I knew our score didn't represent it. So I remember we were 17s on team, and then when we started doing doubles, we like shot up like 30 like that. We were just like overnight we were like 32s, and we were just like, oh god, we better not play this.
Didn't we make like 2 other accounts?
Yeah, man. I mean, our other accounts were like huge. We would like. I remember we tried to play the other accounts, but we just shot up so fast.
Yeah.
So I remember playing doubles, and we were like start off like 1, and we did like 4 matches. We were like at like 25, and I was like, oh god, this is bigger than the one I got. And I play all the time on. That's when I realized that somehow our other accounts were broken or something because we just never leveled up. I mean, we never leveled up. We'd win 20 matches in a row and never level up.
And do you remember your gamer tag on the teams was the Ocean? Yep. And my gamer tag was the Ocean Sucks.
That was your second account though.
That was my second.
Your original account was.
Oh, it got.
The original was Rage Rogers, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Originally, like Darth Roger.
You had like 4 or 5. I don't know what you were thinking.
Well, I think I just changed the name. Something. I think I forgot the password and I couldn't get back on there, so I had to make a whole new one.
Yeah.
But oh well, what can you do now? You can't do nothing better than now. But
God, it was awesome. It was good days.
It's great stuff.
Let me tell you my number 1 though before we go any further.
Okay.
My number 1 console of all time.
Tell me.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I can see that. PlayStation 2 is awesome.
PlayStation 2. Let me tell you little facts about this PlayStation 2. You know, they didn't even stop making the PlayStation 2 till a couple years ago. They were literally still manufacturing things like a year or two ago. That's how big the thing was. It's got like 12,000 games for it.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's one of the top selling consoles of all time, and it was just. I still wish I had a PlayStation 2.
I do too.
You know, when you look back at all the games that came out, I mean, the Grand Theft Autos that came out on it for the first time.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy X, just all these crazy games, man, that came out.
Call of Duty.
God of War.
Yeah.
I mean, was anything bigger than God of War when it came out? Oh, man.
I loved God of War when it first came out.
Good Lord. But just all these great games. I mean, it's got so many amazing titles. Xenosaga. I mean, just so many great games that just came out for it. Yeah, they literally just, even games, they were still making PlayStation 2 games like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I mean, even the new titles were still coming out for it. It's such a huge console.
Like it surpassed PlayStation 3, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's got, I think I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% sure on this, I'd check my facts, but I'm pretty sure it's like the biggest selling console of all time.
I think you're right, because I think I've actually read that too.
Like tons. I mean, they're selling for, like I said, they literally just stopped manufacturing a couple years ago. They were still making them brand new.
That's crazy to think about.
I mean, just the amount of it was just outrageous.
Well, it probably was definitely one of my favorite consoles, but I think I spent more time on 360. That's why I picked 360 to be my number one.
I did spend more time on 360, but that was because that was, like I said, that was an online thing. The 360 was an online game. It was an online console.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? PlayStation 2 was just something you could just go in your room and just put something in and just play it all day by yourself. But, 360, that was more, that's when the online started coming into play, and plus we were older, we had like our own places and stuff, and kind of chill out and play games all night. They were yelling at us, keep the noise down.
There was one wrestling game. Whoa, there's a frog in here. I can't remember which WWE game it was, but me and PJ was playing it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was PlayStation 2. It had to be PlayStation 2, and we made our own belt, and we called it. The crappiest name you could think of. It was a shoveler belt. That's what it was. And the only reason we called it shoveler belt was because of World of Warcraft. There was the shovel on there. Yeah. It was the shoveler. Yeah. And I used that thing forever, even though it wasn't killing nothing. Yeah. But I was playing Bam Bam Bigelow, and he was like Mr. Perfect or somebody like that. And I beat him, which is pretty rare beating PJ at a wrestling game. But I beat him, and the belt was going straight to Bam Bam Bigelow. It made PJ so mad that he turned the PlayStation 2 off.
Oh, no.
Because he didn't want Bam Bam Bigelow to have the belt.
He does not like losing. Never beat PJ.
But he doesn't like Bam Bam Bigelow, period. And then we got back on there and checked the belt out because he was hoping Mr. Perfect would still have it, and it deleted the whole belt. And I was like, no.
Speaking of PJ not getting mad about winning, I don't know if you remember this, but we actually referenced that a long time ago. We were doing our first kind of YouTube channel. Yeah. Do you remember us referencing it in our show we called The Roomies? Oh yeah. Remember we were there was a scene in the show episode where me and you were sitting there talking. Yeah. And PJ's character Clyde at the time was like, "Hey, you guys want to play something?" And you were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Don't do it, man." I was like, "What the?" Because mad if he loses. Because we were just like, remember that? And he even showed it later on, like him getting mad at me, like, "Oh," like he was slashing, like he was killing your couch. He was. And I didn't really think about it just now that was actually a real life situation. It was really how he reacts. That is just a true personality trait of his.
You just trash your cat.
And we were just making a joke, but that's really how he does. It was only until later I started to realize, like, he really does get mad if he loses.
Well, he wasn't really mad, but he just didn't want Bam Bam Bigelow to have that belt.
I don't know, man. That day on Munchkin, he was mad, dude.
I'm getting Facebooked right now. Tear me up.
That's cool.
Famous. Just one person, doesn't matter. I was going to say something. Oh, speaking of roomies, we should definitely do like commentary on roomies because I can go back and I can edit it again.
Edit it again.
We can throw it on Weekly or something like that.
Yeah, that was our old. Do you remember what the first company we had was?
Swifty Swivel.
Swifty Swivel, man. Double S.
Do you remember when I went to watch that Saliva concert?
Yeah.
And I got Jonathan, the guitarist, to talk.
Yeah.
And he was like, Sweetie Swivel or something like that. He said it completely wrong, and I was like, I don't want to use it, but it's semi-famous, so I'm going to use it anyways. But I threw up like a Saliva song on one of them. They didn't take it down because they had him at the very beginning. Yeah. So I was like, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, he's there. I guess they thought he might have said okay.
Yeah, I guess it did.
This guy knows the band.
I met him once.
Okay, they wasn't as strict as they were now.
Oh, no, it was a lot easier back then.
Now, man, if there's even like a 50-cent song playing in the background or something, they'll take it down.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's when I started putting everything private because you could go back and watch Swifty Swivel videos, but I had to make them all private, thinking that they wouldn't take a lot of them down with like the copyright stuff. They still do it even if it's private. I was like, well, there's half the footage we used to have, but at least I still have some of the DVDs that they
Should
were
have
on.
kept the discs and stuff.
Well, I still got most of the discs, but then I switched to the hard drive camera, and I lost like
Ugh,
4 or 5 movies, I
Shame.
think, at that
it's a
point.
shame.
Yeah, because
Those old days. This is when we was young. It's first company, man.
I know.
Hmm.
Which we can go back now on it and the old stuff,
Yeah,
not the newer
that's
old
true.
stuff. Oh well, there's some commentary on
Yeah.
it. Check it out.
Anyways, guys, that's all the time we have for this week. Thanks for listening. Don't miss next week's episode, guys. The Weekly Loot. We're going to discuss our top 5 video game disappointments.
Oh gosh,
So we're going to talk about the video games that disappoint us, the moments that disappoint us.
be real sad.
Real sad. But if you did like this podcast, guys, you can subscribe to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, or just basically wherever podcasts can be heard. You'll find us there. We're looting it up all the time.
Oh yeah.
Also, guys, check us out on social media, of course, on Twitter at theweekly.com or Facebook at facebook.com/theweeklyloot.
Yeah.
And we will have a website up soon.
Yeah, we
Actually making pretty good progress on it.
Pretty much got it done. Almost.
About to finish it up, so we'll let you guys know when that's done. Hopefully my next podcast.
Yeah. Be exciting.
But thanks for listening, guys. And as always,
Happy looting.